Hey everybody, I'm the Bard's Guest.
I'm the Cup of Fun.
And today we're gonna make some bread.
Bread?
And so, myself, I have a wheat allergy. So that makes things like baked goods, one of them being bread, very hard and hard to find good bread. So today we're gonna be playing with all these different kinds of flours. You wanna pull some up under?
Yeah, we're trying to crinkle the bag as little as possible.
As little as possible. And so yeah, we have these gluten-free flours, and we also are going to make a regular one for control.
So these are all advertised as cup for cup flour replacement.
So theoretically, they should be just fine this way, but we'll see how it goes.
So we're going to take a recipe. I got it off the King Arthur.
Oh.
Slightly biased. King Arthur website.
Website.
I got off the
website.
Got off the King Arthur website, and it's just a basic loaf of bread. 3 ingredients. 4 ingredients.
Well, let me just grab this quick so I can know exactly what we have here.
I can tell you what we have here.
Oh.
We got some flour.
This one's King Arthur.
This is the King Arthur we're starting with.
And
Salt,
which is not measured. It's just kind of like
yeast,
and some lukewarm water that will have to be refilled because it took too long for us to film this.
Is it cold now?
Yeah.
4 ingredients, basic bread, very simple.
Should be easy, and we'll see how it looks between the 4 different breads. I'm pretty excited.
4 loaves, same recipe, all measured out. We'll put measurements in the description.
Yeah, I think we should put probably the whole recipe though, not just this partial. We made a small recipe because, well, we don't want to make whole loaves of bread for 4 different times. So we just made a small recipe. Was that a half loaf or was it a quarter?
It was half the recipe.
Yeah, well, half loaf.
It still looks like a lot of ingredients, man. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Let's make the thing.
Andreas, what are you most excited for? What flour are you most excited for, other than the all-purpose normal wheat flour?
So, I'm going to talk for a minute. This right here, I'm a big fan of King Arthur.
It is pretty good stuff.
Not just the gluten-free flour, but the regular non-gluten-free flours. And just the things they do. Normally, if I need a recipe, King Arthur website, great recipes.
Yeah.
But there's also this ringer over here.
Cauliflower.
This is the cauliflower flour, which is fun to say.
Cauliflower flour.
It's cauliflower based, which is weird. These ones I think are both rice based. Yep, rice based. So this one is sorghum based, which is a grain similar to rice.
So yeah.
Quinoa, couscous. It's called Krusteaz.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it. I think it's some other country, some other language. Some other language.
Well, we're gonna make some bread, yeah?
Yeah, let's make some bread.
Let's throw some flour and make a smoke screen disappear.
Let's not do that. Alright, so here we have our gluten-free King Arthur.
Flour. It's flour.
Gluten-free King Arthur flour. We're going for it. Oh, it's going right in the flour. We're just gonna...
So, we add the salt. You don't want to put the salt on the yeast. Because the yeast can kill salt.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah.
But Ashton kind of put yeast everywhere.
We just need a little tiny pinch.
That's true.
So it's fine.
I wanted to pour the whole thing in, but I realized we're doing a very
that would be
recipe.
bad. That'd be bad.
Salty bread. And then water. Get what?
So if you have a mixer, you can use a mixer to mix it. But we decided that we're just going to use our hands for this. Getting down and dirty. You can also use a spoon.
No spoons. I didn't want to clean the mixer 4 times.
Yeah.
So we're using a bowl. So here we have
the one thing of bread.
A nice supple bread. This is the thing we always did in school. I don't know if it means anything, but just kind of.
It just makes it pretty.
So normally, if you knead your bread enough, you can do this and it gets nice and smooth.
Yeah.
But
it's gluten-free bread.
It's not gonna get smooth. So we're gonna take this bad boy, set him aside, and do this 4 more times.
Yeah. You ready to make some bread?
Make some bread. Alright, so here's the cauliflower. Same thing as before. Notice this flour? It's a lot finer.
It's a lot finer. It's interesting. It's the one I'm most excited for.
So we've already ran into an issue over here. This cauliflower flour does not hydrate as well. It's very dry, not coming together. So we have to add a little bit more water to it still.
Alright, here we have the Krusteaz gluten-free bread. We'll see how that one turns out. Again, we did the same thing for this recipe.
Okay, last but certainly not least, actual bread. Actual flour.
Bread.
We decided to use bread flour, partly because we're making bread and bread needs to be bread, so we're using bread flour. But also, it's the only flour we have in the house, because Ashley can't have wheat, so So unlike gluten-free flour, this has gluten in it. So we need to work some gluten strands to make those beautiful matrices. To make the bread that we love. So we actually have to knead this one for a while. As far as we know, there's no benefit to kneading gluten-free flour besides combining ingredients.
Alright, so we have now just to wait for them to rise. It said the recipe calls for 2 hours, is it?
2 hours.
2 hours. So our King Arthur had already been resting for about 30 minutes. So that was going to be the first one to double in size. But we have to wait for all these to double in size and then, well, we bake it.
Yeah, so King Arthur, cauliflower, Krusteaz,
Wheat.
good old bread.
Or as I spelt it, wet.
So we're just going to walk away for a bit and let the yeast do its thing.
So it's been 2 hours. And this is our bread.
Lovely.
We had the cauliflower we're kind of concerned about. We might try to pull off and try to
It seems underhydrated. I don't know if it did much. But we're very careful with deflate our bread.
Yeah, don't want to deflate it.
Here's our wheat. You can see it's light, it's pillowy, it's beautiful.
Which one do you think looks the most like wheat?
Here is Mr. Krusteaz. Let me grab it from the bottom without deflating it.
And this is King's.
King Arthur. I think Arthur looks the closest, but Krusteaz is a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you expecting?
It's a little crustier. I don't know.
Crustier.
But none of them are quite wheat. So, before we do anything, I want to get this out of shot. Take cauliflower, and my plan is to cut it in half. We're going to try to add more hydration to one half and leave the other half as is and see what happens. Look at that cross section.
Yeah, not really.
That crumb. It rose a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I'll take that half and add a little bit more hydration to it. And I'll just kind of shape this bad boy up.
You can actually see chunks. I don't know if you can catch it on the camera. You can see bits that look like they haven't been hydrated.
The recipe says cut the top for a vent, which makes sense.
I don't know if we need to do that for gluten-free.
But, we're doing it. Just a few diagonal slashes. It looks really pretty once the bread is actually cooked. And also it's a vent for air to escape as it cooks and they start rising more from the heat of the oven. So I'm going to put these bad boys in the oven. For the full loaf, it said to do 15 to 20 minutes. But because these are half batches, I'm going to check them at 10 and see how they look. We are back. Time has passed.
They cooked for like half an hour.
In that time, the fire alarm went off once because they're sensitive.
They're very sensitive. Don't call them names.
Anyways, let's get into it. You guys ready to see some bread? Here is the wheat. It's pretty. It's wheat.
It's bread.
Yeah, that's what bread should look like.
Bread
this
is bread.
What we're comparing everything else to. Because I have wheat on my hands, should you do all the rest of this bit?
Yes. Get out of the way.
So bring
one do you
in
go with?
cauliflower first.
Which was
middle one.
middle one. Yeah. Okay.
Cauliflower surprised me the most.
It's
It looks the most
a bit
like bread.
Yeah. I don't know what the inside looks like. It feels very heavy.
We have this one right here. That the other half.
Softer.
You can see it's starting to rise some. It's better. So we'll bake that in a bit and see if it made a difference. And let's just see some cross section. See how the crumb looks.
Smells like cauliflower.
Oh, that's interesting. Show them the inside of that.
That's the inside of it. It's because it didn't get to rise enough, I think. We put it in the oven without letting it rise, and I think this is what happened to it. I think the next one will actually turn out really good.
Arthur. I keep calling it Galahad.
King Arthur. Galahad is I think maybe it's a commercial version of their breads. Alright, you ready for this?
Yeah. Nice and hard.
This one is very hard. Holy crap.
Is it dense or is it hard?
Just the outside's hard.
Crust?
It looks like it needs to be cooked more, actually.
Put her up.
It's a bit doughy.
But it looks like bread.
It looks like bread. Kind of. Alright, so this
Crusty.
is Krusteaz.
You can see it looks nice and crusty and craggly.
Yeah, it's very crusty.
It has some interesting texture.
It does have an interesting texture. The bottom is darker, and there's also a little bit of color on the top. So it colored a little better than Galahad. Arthur.
I know you're doing it. Ha!
It's softer than Arthur.
But look at that crumb. It looks like bread.
Yeah. Yep. It smells like, kind of smells like biscuits.
Yeah. Weird. Here are our 3 breads, cut up and pretty.
I don't know about pretty, but...
Before we compare them to the actual loaf of bread, I thought we should try them and see what they taste like. We need an outside opinion, I feel. We are both students of the foods.
I'm a food person, and I can't eat the wheat ones, so we need someone to compare all of the horizons.
Someone who's not trained like us, but is still a person. Dimitri, get on in here.
Hi. This is Debbie. He's our roommate.
Spacey Ghost.
Back from the void. Okay.
Alright, so we're going to start here with Mr. Krusty.
Grab a piece.
So, all chunked up, crusty bread. Watch us chew.
I don't like that.
It's really bland.
Yeah? Need more salt. Okay, so that was Krusteaz. Not the best review there. And what happened with Ashley? She actually got a bad bit?
It was really bitter. I don't know why it was bitter, but it was extremely bitter.
Our piece was fine.
I mean, it wasn't fine, but yeah.
Next is the cauliflower flour. Tastes like cauliflower.
Yeah.
I like it.
I could snack on this.
Mm-hmm. Have this with like some butter and stuff. Ooh, could you add this with like a cheese bread?
Oh my god, yes.
It's really good. It's weird. Tastes like cauliflower, not bread. Texture is good though. Next is my Sir King Arthur.
My Sir Arthur.
My Sir Arthur. My OG, the one I thought would do the best.
This looks underdone.
It is underdone.
A little underdone. It's not bad. Good crust.
It's okay. It's a bit bland.
Aggressively okay.
Better than Krusteaz. Not as good as cauliflower.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Now, Dimitri.
Yes.
You want to compare this to an actual loaf of bread?
Yes.
Again, diagonal, unbiased.
Good crunch.
Bread. Yeah,
Bread
that's
is bread.
proper
Bread is
crumb.
bread.
Let's cut a piece off of this bad boy. It's still oven hot and steaming, so be careful. Ah,
Oh no.
the bottom is crusted. Okay.
Well, there's our pieces.
Yeah. It's time, Dimitri.
Yes.
Smells like bread.
Oh, that's so warm.
It just came out of the oven. It's the biggest loaf because it roasts the most. It's bread.
So is it bland like everything
Is
else?
it bland?
Yeah.
It's just
This
a plain,
recipe is just
basic
bland.
bread.
This is the type of recipe you add stuff to.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think my favorite's cauliflower.
My
Yeah.
favorite's the bread.
The bread that is bread. Not bread. Well, that's the real opinion here, the one that counts. Who
Yeah.
made this bread for me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the cauliflower one.
out of the gluten-free options, that is the best.
So I was eating bread. What was happening?
Got lost in the bread.
Lost in the wheat.
This recipe's really bland. Like, really, really bland, but...
The point wasn't to try the bread. It was to try the cup for cup. And I think the cauliflower flour did the best.
Yeah, I think it would have come out really good if it was actually able to rise, which I didn't really get a chance to.
So there we go, guys. Bread.
That's some bread.
Breaded it up good.
Yeah. I don't know if this recipe was not great, but it was alright.
It did the job of comparing these to regular flours.
Cauliflower wins, but if you're not going for a vegetable flavor, then
The cauliflower tastes a lot like cauliflower.
yeah, it tastes like cauliflower. If you don't want something vegetable, then don't go with that one. But it works the best in this situation.
I think besides the cauliflower, Mr. King Arthur. Mr. Sir King Knight Dr. Arthur.
I think it might also help maybe if we had a recipe that was for gluten-free bread specifically instead of just bread.
We will in the future make one of those.
So thanks for watching our bread video. I hope it wasn't too crummy.
You get a rise out of that one.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope we get to see you in the next recipe.